Alright, we have another Asian pre-made. Starduck picking Thackrus. Got a potential Neadra teammate, I suppose we'll see in a bit. Rattlesnake. It's been a fucking while since I've seen anyone else play Rattlesnake, let alone someone in a pre-made. Alright, looks like pretty standard starts all round. Seems like Andor's going to want to farm over here. A bit unfortunate because quite a lot of people on the top right side actually. Spirit, for some reason, also hitting top right. They made eco down here. Instead of going to the bot right, they are going top right where everyone else is farming. Pretty bad call. Got a couple of warfields it looks like. Nice standard Slendus eco. Where's he off to actually? Well, both warfields gone for one Hellion, one warfield. They'll do some good harass. They can both stagger their scans, which will be able to... Oh, Kevin might feed a little bit here. But that is a nice denial of the second creep tumor. Pretty big. What was I saying? Yeah, a couple of Stalker Slenduses over there. They can stagger their scans, that's what I was saying. The Tosh will be in no problem, no danger at all. They're pretty much just wasting the Kerrigan's time if the Kerrigan chooses to keep chasing them. Of course, if they get in a risky position, they can just recall to the Nova. Is he going to lose this Hellion? No, big slow field. Actually, Slender started slow field. Usually not a fan of it, but it works out well here because that probably did save the Hellion from going down rather. Nova doing or getting a little bit of damage on them, but Kerrigan is still on the top side of the map, so there's no real danger. I suppose I don't know. This is everyone farming on the top right side is not nice to see. We do have one person down the bot right. We do have this Nova down here, one of the two heroes they have, but the bot left entrance very empty. Top left entrance, I mean Tosh will be able to kill most of it actually. Kevin's going to let a lot of lings through. It's a shame to see so many people farming in one area. It happens though. It just is going to slow things down a little bit. Hatchery comes out. You might have to lift the barracks here. Hopefully he does. Might not need to actually. I do kind of like that the Cylindus has given up on the Stalker farm. Which, yeah, it's going to slow the eco down a bit. But it is a great option that Cylindus has to follow Kerrigan. And if you go Time Warp first... You know, that's what you should be going if you want to follow Kerrigan, so it works out well. It's not as impactful though, because you do also have a Nightingale who is following them anyway. This Tosh is already over here. You've already got a lot of vision on them, so it is a bit of... it is not as effective, rather, for the Slenders to be doing this. But it is an option for sure. Time Warp almost up, going to be taking up more of the Kerrigan's time. I like to see the Kerrigan's point of view. Hopefully they're not looking at the hero, they are. Unbelievable. I like to see them just controlling lings around the map because, I mean, they're just going to constantly have a hero, a survivor hero on top of them. So it's not like your micro as Zerg is going to be very valuable. It's not like you can think about sneaking up on people and getting snipes. You can't sneak up on eco and take that out. Pretty much you should just be sending your hero to places to deny eco. Like just send Kerrigan over here and focus on patrols or lings somewhere else because you are never going to get a kill on a survivor or a structure unless those survivors leave, which they have now. I mean, Glenn is still kind of hovering around, potentially following. Yeah, they do make that, or maybe the Andor wanted salvage. He might have, yeah, a temple up somewhere, or a shrine rather. Temple would be nice, but probably a little bit expensive for this early on. This guy's setting up another eco, rightfully so. How's the Creep doing? Creep's doing a lot better this game, a lot less harass from the survivors there. Their team is not as well equipped for early harass. The Artanis picks were really the big thing in that other game that allowed them to do that. Warfield, you know, they've got double Warfield who can also harass a bit. It's just nowhere near as tanky. A lot more difficult to step too far on Creep. It is in the Neadra though, so even like that is easier to push against at least. Because you can kind of track where they are, especially with two Warfields, two scans. Where's this Kerrigan off to? Are they level 2 yet? They are. Oh, Nova died. I didn't even see that they were low health. That's massive then. They might be able to get a kill on Tosh. Where is the Tosh? Tosh has to be real careful now because they could just get run down. They can no longer teleport across the entire map. They've lost that ability, so they're no longer safe, and their eco may be getting patrolled here. I thought I saw an attack command queued up there. Oh no, that's so bad. Oh no. Oh my god, they cancelled the attack. They cancelled the fucking attack. Oh, that is... Thank god. Oh my god. 1.5 people done already. I'd say it's more than half for Team Nova because you lose that ability to recall, which is a huge part. Oh my god. Dude, Kerrigan teleports up there. They're looking for they are for sure looking for Tosh. They're going to send some stuff around to the outposts. They don't know which way the Tosh went. Oh, they saw them attack. Yeah, they saw them attack there, so they are going to redirect their path. They're also maybe going to see the spirit. They do. That's big. Okay, he's given up on the Tosh. Tosh got enough distance, so he's instead going to wait for the spirit. Hopefully he waits just outside of vision, waits for the markets. Oh, he was going to. He saw him turn around there. He saw that there was nothing in the market, so he turned back to wait for them to put something in. But unfortunately, the towers did have vision, and he saw the attack animation start to charge up. Kind of works out though, because Spirit does have another eco somewhere else anyway. It's just that they don't know that. How are we doing down here? Linda's getting out a decent eco. Warfields as well. Where's the other Warfield? Where's his eco? Where's the Kevin eco actually? Oh, he doesn't have eco up right now. He hasn't all-in, has he? He's at 1600. Why is... Oh, no, he is setting up eco somewhere else. Okay, good. He's actually, I think, doing it on my screen. I'm just somehow blind to that. Where's the other Warfield? I want to see what their eco's like. They're at +6. I mean, they're holding 3.3k. What is this Warfield at? They're at +32. I mean, they could do a nice bit of coordinated push again against the Niedra. If you know where Niedra is, you can just push the opposite side of the map. Like, Tosh can comfortably push all this, and there's nothing Niedra can do. They have to run all the way back because they're not going to be able to teleport. This is queued up to hit the ecos. Hopefully this gets salvaged in time. Actually, okay, no, they do recontrol it. Oh, did they get it? Oh, and the slow field, but it wasn't necessary, and they may have just revealed their eco. If Zerg is smart, they will know, they will be able to tell that Celendis is probably nearby, because they haven't, or I guess if not necessarily if they're smart, but if they're attentive, because they would have seen the fact that Celendis has not been walking around with her stalkers, which you would be doing if you're a Celendis, to get both vision on the stalkers and more XP. If you don't see that Celendis doing that, it's because they're sitting on an eco somewhere cloaking it. So unfortunately they don't get punished for that. A lot of patrol clear going on. That's great to see. Reclaim some map control. This is not great to see. Is if you're if you're rooting for the Zerg, it's incredible to see if you're rooting for the Zerg. But they may, like, let's see the survivor vision. They know creeps here, but they don't know the tumor is up here to get that vision. It would be a big deal if Nightingale could scout that. Let's see how the Kerrigan's going. Well, the Warfield's busy anyway. He's probably not looking back at that eco. He's busy dealing with the Kerrigan, and the Nightingale does scout it, which is massive. Does he salvage? He does. Good job. So he gets that salvage out before he gets caught out. It would have been full cleared by that Niedra, and it would have been a big clear. Actually, this is quite a big clear as well. That eco's actually kind of tanky. 150 health. Tankier than I expected anyway. Alright, I mean, the map control is looking pretty dark for the survivors. Top left, very empty. Top right, it's getting a little bit from the Warfield. Bot right, I mean, the corner bot right's dark, of course, but they are holding closer to mid. A lot is going on the bot mid to bot left side of the map. I mean, this guy's been... Either he's been chasing the Warfield for ages, or the Warfield's been chasing them. I think they've been dancing around each other, trying to see what they can get out of it. I think the Warfield's coming out on top, though. Level 4 currently. The Kerrigan may have got a couple of Hellions, but, you know, it's not a huge amount of value gained from the time spent. The creep, though, is looking incredible. Like, 13 minutes in, and they've got about half the map creeped. That's a lot of eco area denied, a lot of map control area denied for the survivors, and they are about to cut off the top side as well, which is also going to deny the survivors' ability to rotate around the map. Particularly the Spirit is going to have a hard time. What's their mineral count looking at? They've got a couple of 1Ks in the bank, going to turn into 2Ks. I mean, they're not bank market, obviously, but they're not in a great spot to do anything anytime soon. Not in a bad spot, but they are pretty much having a standard game. They're, by all means, not unfound. So, yeah, there we go. I was going to say the creep definitely needs to be harassed, especially top side and bot side. They need to stop that from being cut off, because once creep gets cut off for Spirit, it is a huge slowdown in their capability to do anything in the game. They can't rotate the map as efficiently to put up turrets. They can't easily choose places to base because they have to travel around an entire map if one side's cut off. If both sides are cut off, they're super limited. This This is big. The flashlight here is big. The fact that they miss it is even bigger though, so that might be okay. Okay, that nice, good control. The Slenders does notice. The Slenders is of course sitting here as well, so they can time warp if things were to get a bit risky, but they are completely fine there. How are we doing around the top side? Kevin's healing up a bit. He might go back into harass some eco. His eco's looking not great, but he is doing a good job with what he has. He is putting some pressure on the Zerg. Niedra either has to leave him alone or that she has to go up there, in which case someone else can harass the bot side or left or right side or whatever. Is going to have to salvage, so that might slow him down. I like to see the warfield step on creep a little more. Again, it's looking kind of dire for survivors when it comes to creep. And when you're versing a Niedra, it is very easy to harass it. We see without the hero, but the units are on creep and they're making some good progress. They're actually going to hit some of the eco and Niedra has to come back and deal with it. No Stormers out. They're about to hit level 6. They're going heavy on the Primal Roar. It means that heroes have to play a little safe. Level 2 Scanner Sweep, not a fan of that. What did they get? They got level 3 Scanner Sweep. Even less of a fan of that. Storm is like the best ability in the game as Zerg. Oh shit, Warfield dies. One of them dies. That's not good. Yeah, Storm is like the best ability in the game, other than maybe Recall. Recall and Storm are like the best abilities. You do not want to be giving that up for sure, especially not for the very small bonus that upgrading Scan gives you, which is, it's a little bit of cooldown reduction and energy reduction. Definitely not worth it. At least not in most cases, but maybe they will make it work somehow. We see Spirit. This is such a good spot for Spirit, by the way. Imagine trying to break this if it's all filled with towers and if you've got a few of the honeycomb areas like we have here where it's like shield battery and monolith. Actually, they're not flush with each other, or they're not perfectly checkered. There's a little bit of a gap here, which makes it a much weaker area to defend, or a much weaker defense rather. Because what happens is, if you've got it, yeah, here we have it. Or even here, somewhat, I guess. No, there's no real good. They're not doing it fairly well here. Here we go. Here's perfect. If you clear out, like let's say Zerg attacks this, they clear out the pylon, they clear out the turret, then they go for this turret. So all the lings are funneled into here. Rattlesnake manages to die, I assume, to Niedra. Or they all funnel into here. Then they kill the monolith, but then they all funnel into this tiny little corner unless you constantly micro the lings to attack what you want them to attack, which if it's just this is not a big deal, but when it's like a full base area, you can't spend all that time target firing every single building while you're also needing to micro other things. It's a huge potential advantage for Spirit to make use of, or anyone can really do it. Spirit's just the best at it because they of course have the turrets for it and the shield batteries, but anyone can manipulate the attack priority and the pathing. So I'd like to see Spirit maybe make use of that. Survivor's actually going fairly well, even though one of the warfields got picked off. Kevin ended up getting picked off. Creep is still quite far up. It has split it has cut off the top side, but it hasn't split the map. They've cleared it from the bot side, and they're actually getting a little bit of map control. And if they can hold out long enough for the Spirit to build up, like where are their markets? They're putting 2Ks in, so they're going to have 8K in the markets. Spirit could actually, on this map has so many good base locations, so many good mini base locations. If Spirit can get a foothold in them, it can be real hard for them to clear. And even though the Tosh lost the Nova earlier on, they can also be a huge source of single target damage to harass the Kerrigan. What is their move speed at actually? 3.65. So they could, if they keep a bit of distance, they could harass the Kerrigan here and slowly whittle her down. Especially now that she's used up energy in the Primal Roar, it's on cooldown. And by the time that Kerrigan comes to a base, we might see her at like 50k health, at which point, it doesn't sound like a huge difference, but the closer these guys get to 0 life, the less they're going to be able to play with their heroes to break a base, the less time they're going to have for it. Well, that's massive. And you really want your hero to be able to be around for an early Spirit base break. So if we can, if Survivors can get them low life, Warfield's pretty big as well. If Survivors can get them fairly low life before an early base, or not an early base, but an initial base, they'll be in a much better spot. Nightingale loses a lot there. Honestly, Zerg Eco is just looking too strong. Bane's coming out, Bane upgrades. I mean, the Niedra has +3, +6, which is pretty much nothing. But the Kerrigan has +30, +15. I imagine Niedra's been going real heavy on the upgrades. Spamming Lings into the planetaries is not great. Do you have Hive? You don't. I was going to say, I'd like to see Brooders, maybe. Just because Lings are so bad here. Because of the planetaries being up. I mean, they're done at 57k. Tosh coming in, so he's going to be doing even more damage to them. Again, the sooner they can get Kerrigan to a point where it's too risky for her to be taking this damage inside of a base break, the better, because then, like, it's not even the fact that Kerrigan is here doing damage, it's the fact that Kerrigan is spawning units directly inside the base immediately. There's no buffer, there's no time between the Zerg reinforcement, because Kerrigan is just spawning it all here, and there's no choke that you can hold, or like entrance to a base you can hold, because Kerrigan is just getting in it and all the units are coming from anywhere because Kerrigan is spawning them as she goes. But we do see her drop to 53k. No battle cruisers are out. The warfield is not rich enough to spam battle cruisers, so Kerrigan actually has a great timer before that happens, before they can take all that damage, or before they risk taking all that damage. Because yeah, there's Tosh, but he doesn't have Nova, so that's like his DP is halved. Or big that fungal didn't hit. That would have been a dead Tosh. The Spirit is not super strong. They're 4 attack. I wonder what attack speed upgrades they have. They have 7. Yeah, they're not that strong. Where's their... Okay, they again have 8k in market. So it's not like they've invested, like, or gone all in for this base. Creep getting harassed about. I don't think Survivors can win this. Oh, there is a Slendus in the game, right? Slendus does need to get to the base. Where's their hero? Actually, the Survivors did it for us. They ping those heroes. He's up here. I mean, they, like, kind of held. Kerrigan could still break this if she wants to, though. Like, especially these planetary fortresses. Warfield is investing so much into them. Like, oh, this one's not maxed out. It's got 3 of the upgrades, but full upgrades on this planetary, and they're of course 1k each to build. They've all got chrono on them, which I mean he can afford. Look at his gas. What's the Spirit at now? Still 7. Oh, he's gone for 5 damage. So 7 attack speed, 5 damage. The armor he's got a decent amount of, but he needs to get some damage here. That's going to be his main role. I don't think he dies. No, the Nightingale doesn't die. Does the Niedra have recall? They don't. They're also on the absolute opposite side of the map, so they're definitely not making it there anytime soon. I like to see the Slendus try and get across here, since Niedra's over here, but they don't know what we know, which is that teleports on a cooldown. I think this might go for a big base. Like, they're not... the Kerrigan's playing very cautiously here. I understand why. It's you're done at 45k, and you don't really know quite how much the Survivors have, particularly the Warfield. If the Warfield can get battle cruisers out, you really don't want to be stuck in the middle of that. At least not without recall. I suppose I'd like to see him harass a bit more due to the fact that recall's off cooldown. Where's his hero at the moment, actually? Okay, yeah, he's hanging around mid. Recall is on cooldown. I think he used it to maybe threaten one of the Survivors or their ecos. This still being up is so fucked. That's so unfortunate that the Kerrigan recall just outside of that range. That is a lot of eco. I mean, this is... Oh, I spoke too soon. That's a full clear. That's a... Oh, that's a full clear. That's rough. That's rough. I was gonna... Well, it's rough if it stays up. It's rough if it gets full cleared like that. It's gonna be bad for someone. Tosh may have to, yeah, go or think about an all-in. He has to make some eco at least so he can keep reloading. Okay, no, he does put a lot back into eco. Or as much as he could. A lot considering how much he had. Slendus goes down where? Up here, I guess. They must have been trying to cross the gap. But got too greedy with it maybe, or maybe Kerrigan caught them. Anyway, Kerrigan's recall's off cooldown. I imagine they might go for a bit of a break here. They're just going real heavy on eco. We can see they've gone up to plus 54, plus 20. Niedra, I don't know if the hunter knows how bad Niedra's eco was. Plus 17, plus 3 just now. You're going to need a lot of time for Niedra to start threatening Somps. Not Somps, Omegas rather. We see Somp Bane coming out from the Kerrigan, which is exactly what you want I guess maybe some Lings as well. Bane's definitely better, but if we see the Bane Somph go in and then reinforcement with instant Ling Somph, it's pretty much the best you can do as Hunter versus Spirit. So this should get them some room. Spirit is at max life, max armor. They're almost maxing out actually. But this will be able to get or clear some of the foothold on the bot side of the map. Meanwhile, Niedra is threatening the top side, so they can't just send everything bot side to deal with the Hunter. It's a good call, but there's so much to break through, so much to deal with here. And now Warfield is scaled well. He's up to plus 250 per second. He can mass battle cruisers. I feel like letting them get away with that might have been it. I don't know if they can beat the late game Warfield plus maxed out Spirit plus decently fed or decently upgraded Tosh. They say the Niedra takes a lot of damage and she has to TP back. She actually TPs very close by and risks getting jumped on again by the battle cruisers, but their recall is on, or rather their blink is on cooldown. Oh yeah, there's a Nightingale as well who is also going to be quite a problem for Zerg when they're sending in balls of units. The Kerrigan kind of needs to be nearby to threaten their life, but of course we're seeing them get lower and lower and lower, especially as the Niadra's taking damage from these blink battle cruisers. A lot of damage. She needs to hit. Oh, she can't hit downwards. Wait, they're completely blocked. I mean, they get up, but they took, what is that, 30, not 30, like 22k damage for their efforts. And like I was gonna say, Kerrigan can't just step up to defend these units forever. So as the Kerrigan gets closer to having to back off, the Nightingale gets even more of a problem when it comes to defending this base. Obviously, not the strongest unit in this base. Their job is not necessarily base holding, but when you've got so many survivors still alive and scaling, it's definitely a nice option to have this Nightingale down here. They don't actually have intervention, which would be a big deal to deal with these units, but that's, again, it's okay. It's taken Kerrigan so long to break through this. Now the Warfield is sending units to the bot side to deal with this. The bigger threat, of course, is the Kerrigan, but he did get a lot out of defending from the Niedra by getting them down to 8k. Is the Spirit still expanding? Where is this guy? I mean, slowly, but he is expanding. He's holding 16k. I was going to say, hopefully he also has stuff in markets, because that means he's in a great position then. He can just keep spamming towers. I think he's maxed out as well. He is maxed out as well. I mean, good recall. Good recall by the Zerg. Pull the Warfield down to the bottom side. Pull the Tosh down to the bottom side. Nightingale too. Recall up here. Immediately siege the base. Unfortunately, there's just so much to break through. And here we see an example of this what do you call it? Path blocking and attack priority manipulation. Alright, I mean, they're clearing out some of the outposts, and we see it again. Like, look at how strong this honeycomb structure is without the Zerg rather manually targeting every building. I mean, I think Warfield's just scaled too much, right? Yeah, he's I believe he's getting 5 armor. He's at 3 attack. Yeah, 5 armor. So 3 attack, 5 armor. He's going to be able to mass laser tanks. He's got, I mean, Xanthos died, but that's okay. He's level 12 Warfield. That alone is actually quite scary when you're 7.5k health on a Kerrigan. How much range does he have? 9. Yep, good call by Niedra. You are not particularly rich, so you can't go for the Omegas or the Somphs. However, Roaches are really good units for their cost, even in the late game. Incredible. Does he have the Hive upgrade for Roaches? He doesn't. Okay, that's something he needs to focus on. Even the investment that it takes to get to Hive, just for that upgrade, is worth it at this point. Because you really can just get away with like right-click spamming Roaches, auto-spawning Roaches into this for a very long time. Oh, Nightingale goes down. Okay, I mean, they definitely weren't by any means the strongest in this base, but it is something. They may even be able to get a Spirit snipe if they are lucky, but I doubt it. It's real unlikely. If Spirit or Warfield dies, the game's won for Zerg almost certainly. The Tosh could still try and get a snipe on the hero, but it will be difficult. But if they can manage to get one of those kills, it could completely turn this game around. But right now, I think it's looking real good for survivors. They are getting kind of boxed in though. Spirit's having a hard time expanding too much more. And as we said, they were down here trying to expand. They do get pushed back. They need to, yeah, head to that right side. They can't really head to the top side because Kerrigan's there. But pushing out the right side's not even the greatest either. Of course, it's so close to creep. Very easy to reinforce for the Zerg. The Zerg are doing actually a really good job at containing them. I feel like it's just a shame that what they're containing is able to beat them without much more room. Like, Warfield just scales so incredibly well. We see those really tanky 5 armor laser tanks are just like, it takes so long for the Piglets to get through. But they are kind of pushing through the bot side now. No one's down here to defend, just the planetaries and a few towers. Okay, Warfield comes down with his hero, but then what's going on top side? They have the Tosh here still. Spirit's trying to expand. Pegas are starting to break through. Kerrigan is sitting on 0 minerals most of the time. They have good income, but they are spending it all. So is Niedra. Niedra has moved up to plus 35 a second, which is actually really a huge boost than what they previously had. Are they right-click auto-spawning roaches? Beautiful. Exactly what you need to do, just permit F2. They're doing a good job. They are slowly breaking through the base. I actually think survivors need to try and do something drastic. You know, I thought that the Warfield might be enough to hold this. Look at how annoying it is to just place a planetary fortress, by the way, and it just builds up, and he's got the 2 laser tank buffs on it. So tanky. But like the contain that the Zerg have done, the fact that they haven't let the Spirit expand is actually, like, they're pushing into this base. They're slowly beating the base. The survivors are level scaling though. Level 16 Warfield coming in. Tosh, don't know where he is, but he's got to be pretty high level as well. Here he is. He is level 12. And Zerg are on 5k still. Tosh could walk up and just kill the Zerg if he doesn't get killed first, which is why he's not doing it. He does have to worry about getting killed first. But he is a serious threat. What's his range like? He is at 14 range. He might be the one to end it. 4k life on the Zerg now. I reckon it's going to go down top side on the Kerrigan. Where's the Niedra? Oh, Niedra's headed to the right side of the base. I mean, yeah, Tosh is dancing around. He's waiting for that opportunity. The survivors, the ghosts, are doing a good job keeping that vision. He's going for it. Oh, he gets off like 400 damage there. It's not enough, but he gets away with his life. Meanwhile, Niedra's still pushing in. I mean, Kerrigan's abilities are on cooldown. Did he use Fungal? He did use Fungal. Tosh might be able to go for it again. I mean, Kerrigan's going to be wary about that now, right? Like, they know Tosh is on the top side. They know they're looking for it. I wonder if Tosh could get away with maybe... No, I mean, it's just a funnel of constant units through here. If he walks through there, it's too much of a risk. It's not worth that risk. Oh, look at how hard this is to break through for Zerg. I suppose they should be using Hydras here, just because they're not defending with anything other than the Spirit Towers there. Like Ling plus Hydras. You get the turrets to try and target the Lings. Hydras get on the high ground and can actually attack these without having to run through what is pretty much a maze. Tosh wrapping around. Oh, he's going for it. Yeah, he's coming up behind them. And then, like, what's Kerrigan gonna do? Run down into battlecruisers TPing on them? They have to run top left and recall, probably. But they don't know Tosh is there yet. Actually, they're just running up to the battlecruisers. Oh, Tosh goes for it. Look at that damage. And then he just tanks the Kerrigan. Oh my god. I'm really surprised Survivors won that in the end. It was looking like a Zerg win for quite a while.